Even with the Stellar Blade release, Nikke is making up to 97% of ShiftUp's total revenue, which is crazy if you think about it. But this has some people raising concerns because ShiftUp sustainability is only focused on Nikke, or it's only coming from Nikke. So let's read this article. This is on Game World Observer, published 2 days ago, which we missed somehow. So let's check this article a little bit, talk about this, and see what concerns they have, because they're talking about what concerns people have with ShiftUp. So let's talk about this and go over this a little bit. All right. So first of all, ShiftUp, known for Stellar Blade and Goods of Victory, Nikke still plans to list its shares on the Korea Stock Exchange. This is gonna be postponed to July, by the way. So just one more month. I don't think it's that bad. However, the company recently faced some challenges from local financial authorities. Let's see what the Korean government is up to this time. Our favorite girls right here, even though Anis is not here. Well, okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. So earlier this week, several South Korean outlets reported the news saying that ShiftUp recently filed the corrected version of its securities report regarding its upcoming public offering. The company decided to postpone demand forecasting for institutional investors from June 3rd, which was a couple of weeks ago, to June 27, while the IPO subscription was moved to early July. Now, once again, I'm not going to be here pretending that I'm a fucking expert when it comes to finances and companies going public. I'm not. I already made a separate video talking about this and what it means for Nikke. It means absolutely nothing. Nikke will keep going and making good money. The only thing we have to worry about is when Nikke starts actually declining in revenue. Right now, that has not happened, right? Like if we go into actually gacha revenue, and let me go once again here to full screen. If we go to gacha revenue and we go into Nikke, Nikke is good, okay? Some people will be like, oh, it only made 14 million one month, 15 million one month. Brother, that's still fucking amazing, okay? Let's just check this off this. All of these companies, they most of the time are not making that money, okay? And this is companies like that have survived for the longest time. Look at Blue Archive. This is the Japanese version, right? And they have survived for a long time. In fact, Blue Archive is a rare case where it's going up instead of down over time. You have a Snowbreak is still surviving, making now money thanks to their fan service and the Chinese version. But again, like most companies do not make 20 million a month, right? So we are good. Companies going nowhere. Nikke for now is going nowhere. Even if revenue starts to decline a little bit, they will just do more fan service and will go back up. Which hopefully, honestly, I would love for Nikke revenue to drop so we start getting some good fan service, because we are the Coomer game, but we have less fan service than any other Korean game out there, gacha. That Blue Archive has more fan service, like it or not. Brownless 2, more fan service. Snowbreak, more fans. Like, it's like, come on, Nikke, what you doing? What you doing? But that's it. Let's see. All that random is focused on today's topic, right? So despite the regulator's request, ShiftUp said it made the changes voluntarily. The company added that it wanted to provide investors with clearer information and additional time to make decisions in preparation for the IPO. This is the only thing we'll have to worry also long term. And when I say long term, I really mean long term. 5 years, 10 years, what the investors want versus what ShiftUp wants to do, right? Because Nikke, at the end of the day, the decisions that they will take long term for systems in the game, monetizations, and in general fan service and how the characters look will be affected by this. This is not going to happen one day, right? This is not going to be like, oh, we go public and the next day everything is censored, we have no fan service, the game is dying. No, this will take time, but we need to be careful of this, right? Speaking of the upcoming public offering, the expected share price ranges from $34 to $43 per share. That's crazy though. That's actually pretty fucking good. Following the IPO, ShiftUp could reach a valuation of 2.3 billion. What the fuck? Just with Nikke and Stellar Blade. That's crazy, bro. So, what concerns do regulators have about ShiftUp? So they're worried about the long-term sustainability of ShiftUp business. Its success currently hinges on the future of a single game, which some experts consider a huge risk factor. Yeah, of course it's a risk factor for investors, right? They are investing on Nikke right now because the future of the company is unclear. Stellar Blade is a single product that sells once, and unless they decide to do DLCs, it's not going to be selling over time millions and millions and millions, right? Like, it's limited in comparison to Nikke as a gacha and how much they can do, since it's updated literally every 2 weeks, right? Now, in 2023, ShiftUp's annual revenue grew 154.5% year over year. However, royalty sales from Goods of Victory Nikke accounted for 97% of the total, and such overdependence on one title could be seen as a warning sign. Now, this was before Stellar Blade. So this number, of course, 97% is different right now. So we don't know how much right now it's Nikke. We don't know how much Stellar Blade provided. We don't know how much the next title will make. Even the next title, it's still far away, right? But right now it's not 97%, and this also makes sense. Reminder that Destiny Child made no money. Destiny Child was a niche game. good fan service, shoot gameplay. Shift Up was a lot more based on that game, like it or not. Okay, let's be honest here, but it made no money because it was a lot more niche. Nikke has a lot of factors as to why it is what it is right now, but it's on a place that it's really good. Right, they're making good money. They have a really big community, even for a niche idle game. I will say that they are one of the biggest idle games, in fact, right? So they are on a really good position. For investors, though, this seems risky because they're only focusing on not Shift Up. They are focusing on, okay, how much are they going to keep working on Nikke before it starts losing money? And now also they're worrying about the authorities. Also recall that Shift Up ceased further development and maintenance of its mobile battler Destiny Child last September. According to App Magic, it had nearly 160 million in lifetime revenue. Damn, even for a niche game, we have to make our own gacha, bro. What the fuck? But the studio explained that the number of users and sales decreased as the game gradually reached the end of its life cycle. Shift Up doesn't rule out the possibility of closing Nikke if it sees a sharp decline in the number of players over time. Of course, it will happen with every gacha, all right? Let's be real here. I love Nikke. I will love to put it to last 10 years. But the moment there is no players or no money, it will go down. It will EOS. Now, when they say that the authorities are talking about Destiny Child, of course, Destiny Child was close. Even with while making 160 million, when we talk about like the last month of Destiny Child, there was no money and there was no players. It was a really, really niche game. So it does make sense they did close it. Nikke is completely different in that regard. We'll see over time how long does it last, but it's interesting to see what concerns the investors have compared to us users, right? And then another and the last point of concern is that the company relies on contracts with third-party publishers. Stellar Blade is distributed by Sony Interactive Entertainment, while Nikke is operated by Tencent subsidiary Level 8. I will never understand this because for Destiny Child, they were self-published, right? It was okay, Destiny Child is a small gacha game. Now, Nikke was like, okay, let's go with Tencent. They are our publisher, even though it makes no sense, but whatever, right? And then for Stellar Blade, they went to to Sony because they needed money. Stellar Blade was in development while Nikke was in development as well, right? Stellar Blade wasn't developing like 6 months, okay? So they needed the money at the time. So it makes sense for Nikke and Stellar Blade to be published by other companies. I just hope the next games that they publish are also not controlled by another company because it's trash. When we talk about Nikke, all of the drama with censorship. When we talk about Stellar Blade, all of them censorship. There is only so many times you can blame a third-party company because we turn to Shift Up and be like, hey, what the fuck you're doing? This is the third time, right? First it was Nikke, then it was Stellar Blade, now you're doing this with Project Witches or whatever they release next. Now, for now, once again, I don't think these are big concerns for investors because the game is making money. Clearly, Nikke right now is on a really good spot. It is making money. It is growing, it is getting more players, more creators, and it's not going to be stopping anytime soon. Stellar Blade was received super positively as well, so there is no worry with that. And if they keep adding DLCs over time, it's only going to get better. So I don't think it's a problem right now. I will see if going public does affect the game or not, if we stop getting these beautiful fights on screen or the fan service in general we get. I do not think it's going to be something it affects us as users right now. Maybe in 5 years, but on the first 2 years, I don't think it's any problem for us or any worry whatsoever. That said, do let me know what you guys think about this and what you think about Nikke being 97% of Shift Up's revenue, which makes sense because once again, this is kind of clickbaity because the only thing they had was Destiny Child before it died in 2023. So, of course, Nikke was making 97%, right? All that said, though, that's an interesting article that I thought we could go over. Let me know what you guys think about a Shift Up going public, if you like the idea or not, if you think it's going to be affecting us soon or later. That's going to be it for today. We're going to be live later as usual. Come say hello, have a great time. Thank you to my patrons for making this content possible. You can join them with the links in the description down below. Good luck with your pool needs. I'll see you in the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。